so one of the things, so this is the USC Emeriti Center's presentation where we highlight the research and teaching of our faculty and our students. And Mengzhao is going to be a PhD candidate in the Davis School of Gerontology, right?
Not candidate. Candidate is what they call after the qualification exam.
Okay. So at any rate, you were a master's student and also have worked at USC as well. And I would love it if you would just give us a brief introduction about where you came from, you know, how you got to USC, and then then you can give your presentation. We're recording it for posterity, so people that can't attend today, they can watch it.
Okay. So let me share my screen here. So actually, the first thing I want to say is the gratitude. The gratitude I want to express to the Emeriti Center, because it is really a big honor to present here. And as I talked briefly, I myself have benefited a lot from the Emeriti Center's network, and I'm really grateful for all the opportunities and all the persons I got to know from the Emeriti Center's network. And and I saw I saw Dr. Xu. Yeah, she is here. Yeah, Dr. Xu is the person I want to express. Especially thank you. Yeah, I got to know her in the Emeriti Center's, one of the Emeriti Center's wellness events when I was shadowing Dr. Brown, and I have learned a lot from Dr. Xu and also everybody from the Emeriti Center. Yeah, and this is an opportunity for me to get more familiar with one of my potential research topics in the next few years, because Dr. Pynos, he will be my primary mentor in the next few years, and for prevention is one of his expertise, and he built the For Prevention Center of Excellence, which is housed at the Gerontology School of USC. So that is really an opportunity for me to to be more familiar with the one of my future research topics. And what I will be presenting is not my own original research. I just organize and display the information about my potential research topics in the next few years. So my agenda for today will be talking about the statistics about falls, what causes falls, to identify the risk factors, and also how to prevent falls, tips and resources about how to prevent falls. So before we actually start, we can start from this question. So did anybody fall in the recent year? Do you want to share why and what could have done differently? And do you have any suggestions? So maybe I can start. So I did not fall in the past 12 months, but I did fall, I think, in the recent 1.5 years. In 2019, when I was toileting on the second floor of the gerontology building, and I think I was sitting there for too long time, and my leg got numb. So when I was trying to stand up, my legs were not able to hold me. So when I was finished toileting and when I was getting up, I got fallen into in the toilet of the gerontology building. So that is what happened to me. I think if I could have done more exercises, or and enhance my physical strength, maybe that would not happen. So that is my my own experience. Does anybody want to share anything? Oh, Dr. Walker wants to, Dr. Walker.
Well, I was going to share an incident that's quite a few years ago now, but climbing up one of the stairs of one of the USC parking structures, I stubbed my toe and fell forward on the stairs, but I thought it was only an embarrassment, and did not find out until shortly thereafter that I had torn a muscle in my right hip called the piriformis muscle. And it has a couple strands of the main nerve that runs through the leg, running right through that muscle. So it was very painful. And it took a while for that to heal. So I'm very leery about wearing that variety of shoe anymore. And I'm very cautious about climbing stairs to lift my legs as high as I can.
Yeah. So we need to, to wear a suitable shoe, and also, to protect ourselves, and also, and also exercise our muscles. I think what I learned from Dr. Walker are those informations. Yeah, thank you for sharing, Dr. Walker. And I see, another Kathy.
Yep. Hey, I just wanted to share, I had a similar thing to my dad. Is I was wearing my cowboy boots and walking up the stairs in my office building at SC, and I caught my toe on one of the stairs and went down really hard on the stairs. And I have not worn my cowboy boots since, and it truly was the shoe, but it was another good reminder how easy it is at any age to fall.
Yeah, sometimes I think falls can be embarrassing, and also it can lead to some sad results. So let's go to the statistics part. So according to CDC, 1 out of 5 falls causes a serious injury, such as broken bones and a head injury. So if you fall forward, so or backward, both sides will cause a head injury. And each year, 3 million older people are treated in emergency departments for injuries, and over 800,000 patients a year are hospitalized because of a fall injury. Wow. And each year, at least 300,000 older people are hospitalized for hip fractures. And falls are the most common cause of traumatic brain injuries. So those are from CDC. And those are from Fall Prevention Center of Excellence. This is the acronym of this, which is led by Dr. Panos at the Gerontology School. So according to this statistic, they say more than 40% of people hospitalized from hip fractures do not return home and are not capable of living independently again. So that is very sad. And a quarter of these who have fallen pass away each year. And in California, on average, 2 older adults die from fall-related injuries every day. And this is the a picture of the explaining the cause of older adults falls. So we can see in California, the total cost is it is big. I myself, I am not quite good at saying the number, but we can see, yeah, those are huge numbers. So
may I make a comment? May I make a comment?
Sure. Go ahead, Dr.
Thank you. I only had one uncle, my father's younger brother, and I was shocked to learn that he fell taking the trash out in Ohio and broke his hip and died in the hospital. He never got home again.
Oh.
It was a great loss to the family. He was a very, very nice man.
Yeah. So that is, fall is a serious problem. So it is prevalent, and the number is increasing, and it is costly, and it can lead to devastating results. But importantly, falls are preventable. So before we talk about how to prevent falls, we may start from the factors that may cause falls, which will help us to understand what are the risks and how to reduce the risks to prevent falls. The common reasons include lower physical stress, balance issues, unfitting shoes, vision problems, nutrition deficiency, especially those vitamin D, and medication things. Some medications may cause dizziness, and substance use after alcohol, or and also hazards in environments. So how to prevent? Strategies can be taken in those three aspects. We can improve our balance and mobility either through exercises or through some nutrition treatments. And we can manage medications and also modify environments. So tip one is, I think this is the easiest way for us, is to choose suitable shoes. I think a most important standard for choosing a shoes is to see whether the heel cup can stand. Because if slippers does not have heel cups, so we for older adults, we when we are going outside, we might better not choose to wear slippers. If a shoes include heel cups, and the heel cups can stand very firmly, in general, it's that kind of shoes will have those the following features. It will give you ankle support, and also we need to choose shoes that does not have that very high heel height, because that is a risk factor for the balance issue. And also we need to, when we are trying the shoes, we need to see if we can wrinkle toes into the shoes, and also the shoes does not have cannot be. We need to choose the shoes that can allow us to move in a very smooth way. So we need to have the moderate hardness, and also on the back of the shoes, we need the soles need to be non-slip soles. And this is a picture from a recent published article. And we may also do some physical exercise to to increase our physical strength and exercise and enhance our balance. This is a picture from the International Day of Older Persons 2 years ago in 2019. And yeah, the older adults, I think they are from Fullerton, and they are doing the Theta dance, and yeah, we can see they have a pretty good balance level, and so some balance exercises may include we can do some exercises like toe stand, knee curl, leg extension, Tai Chi, and etc. So maybe we can start because in Zoom activities, it is difficult for me to show how to do those exercises. I got 2 videos that explains how to do those exercises, and I want to share this. Share. Okay. I think. Here it is, fall prevention exercise.
Hi, I'm Laura Durkin.
Are you all able to see? Okay, yeah, thank you. Share my sound and also turn off my video.
I'm a physical therapist with Johns Hopkins. Today I'm going to be showing you 2 exercises that help prevent falls in older adults. Before starting these new exercises, just be sure to talk to your doctor or physical therapist to make sure that these exercises are appropriate for you. This is a sit to stand exercise. To set up for this exercise, you want to have a chair that's sturdy and isn't going to roll, and also have something sturdy in front of you like a table or a counter that you can grab onto if you start to lose your balance. The first thing you want to do is scoot your body forward to the front of the chair so your legs are free to move. Set your feet in front of you, about shoulder width apart, so you have a good base to stand up on. From there, ideally you want to try to do this without using your hands for help. So just have your hands in front of you comfortably. And then what you'll do is you'll lean your chest forward to get your chest over your feet, and then use your legs to power up to a standing position. From there, if you start to lose your balance, you can then grab onto the counter or table for support. Then to go back down to a sitting position, you just want to reverse the motion. So you'll have your hands in front of you, sit your hips back towards a chair, and slowly sit down. If you're not quite strong enough yet, and you need to use your hands for help to stand, you can always put them on the chair. If your chair has hand rests, you can put them on the hand rest to help push up as well. You always want to have them here and not up here, so you can push and not pull yourself up. So same thing, you want to lean your chest forward and then push through your hands to help to come to a standing position. And then you just reverse it to sit back down. You can sit your hips back, reach for the chair, and slowly lower down. Another way you could do it, instead of pushing through the chair, is have your hands on your thighs and push through your thighs. So same thing, you lean your chest forward and then push your hands through your thighs to come to a standing position. And the same to reverse to a sitting position, pushing down, back through the thighs again, sitting the hips back, and coming to a rest in sitting position. This is a balance exercise. Just remember, when you're practicing balance, it's important to have someone at home with you in case you start to feel unsteady. So there's a basic progression that you can work with. The most basic position is you want to stand near something that's nice and sturdy that you can grab onto if you start to lose your balance. The first position is standing with your feet about shoulder width apart, so you have a nice base of support. You can start with your hands on the sturdy surface if you need to. From there, you want to try and lift your hands up so that you're standing freely, and you want to try and stand as steady as you can, starting with 10 seconds, building up to 30 seconds. Once you can do that and not lose your balance, then you can progress to a position that's a little more challenging. So what you would do is bring your feet so they're right next to each other. Again, you can start with your hands on the sturdy surface if you need to. From there, you lift your hands up and try and stand as steady as you can from 10 seconds, building up to 30 seconds. The next progression after that is to then try to stand on one leg. So you can start with the hands on the table or counter. Then from there, you lift the one foot up and then try to lift your hands up and stay as steady as you can on the one leg. Again, building from 10 seconds up to 30 seconds. With the single leg balance, you always want to practice that exercise on both sides because there may be one leg that's stronger than the other, and you want to make sure that they can work together for safety.
And the other short video is a cartoon about strength and balance exercises for older adults to prevent falls.
There's an underlying myth that falls are an inevitable part of getting old. The surprising truth is our risk of a fall decreases with this one simple thing: exercise. You see, starting at 30, our muscles can lose up to 8% of their strength every decade. So, by the time we're 80, we've potentially lost 40% of our strength. We can help reverse this trend, though, with 6 simple exercises widely used by physiotherapists to keep us mobile and independent as we age. All you need is a steady support, sensible shoes, and a little time each day. Exercise 1, heel raises. Stand tall and hold your support. Then lift your heels off the floor, taking your weight through the front part of your feet. Hold this position for 3 seconds. Then slowly lower your heels to the floor. Repeat this 10 times. Exercise 2, toe raises. Stand tall and hold your support again. This time, raise your toes, taking your weight in your heels. Keep upright and don't stick your bottom out. Hold this position for 3 seconds, then slowly lower your toes. Repeat this 10 times. Exercise 3, heel toe stand. Stand tall sideways on your support, with one hand on your support. Now put one foot directly in front of the other to make a straight line as shown. While looking ahead, take your hand off the support if you can, and balance for 10 seconds. Take your front foot back to hip width apart and place the other foot in front instead. Balance again for 10 seconds. Exercise 4, one leg stand. Stand close to your support and hold it with one hand. Now balance on one leg, keeping the support knee soft and your posture upright. Hold this position for 10 seconds, then repeat on the other leg. Exercise 5, heel toe walking. We'll be walking forwards for this one, so use a support like a sideboard. Stand tall with one hand on your support. While looking ahead, place one foot directly in front of the other, so your feet form a straight line. Then move the back foot in front of the other. Continue a steady walking action for 10 steps. Then, take the feet back to hip width apart. Turn around and repeat the steps in the other direction. Exercise 6, sit to stand. Grab a sturdy chair and sit tall towards the front with your feet tucked slightly back. Now lean forward slightly and stand up. If you need to, place your hands on the chair for extra support. Carefully step back until your legs touch the chair. Then slowly lower yourself back into the chair. Repeat this 10 times. That's it. Keep these up and you'll help your muscles stay strong. If you'd like to keep these exercises handy.
So hopefully those simple exercises can give us some insights, and we may try to do those exercises to enhance our physical strength and also improve our balance. Let's move on to the next slides. Yeah, I saw a comment saying those exercises look really doable. Yeah, because those exercises can be conducted when we are staying at home, and what we need is we may need a table or a chair to support us to do those exercises. And we don't need to buy any expensive equipment to do those exercises. And the third tip is communicate with your healthcare providers. We may talk with our doctors to let them to evaluate our conditions and evaluate the following risks for us. And if we, because I myself, I'm from China, when I come here, I have some difficulties to understand the medicines, especially the description of how to use the medicines and the side effects. So we may need to have our doctors to help us, and also the pharmacists to help us review the medicines and tell us the potential side effects and whether those side effects can cause falls or add the risk of falling. And also we may let our health providers to assess our nutrition, especially calcium and vitamin D. And also we need to check our eye health periodically because low vision is a big factor can lead to falls. And also, and when we are not understanding something, I think we need to have the courage to ask the healthcare providers for more explanations, so that will enhance our health literacy and know more about the medicines we are taking or the nutrition supplements, whether or not we need to take. And those will help us to maintain healthy and also prevent falls through those approaches. And the tip 4 is a relatively big topic, so which is about environmental modification. So doing environmental modification or home modification can help us remove hazards, add support, and change our behaviors. And before we go into home modifications, I want to share a data about where do falls occur. So according to this study, although the study is a relatively kind of old, but this is the most updated available data I can get. Maybe in the next few years, I may need to do some further study that built on this study. But the fact, I think it is still remain the same. That is, most falls occur inside the house, and so that is why we can prevent falls through home modification. And the other reason is that inside our home we have that is our territory. we have the right to make changes. Outside our home, we do not have the power to make substantial changes. So that is why home modification is important. And home modification is grounded in the ecological theory of aging, which is about person and environmental fit. According to this theory, if a person's competence is lower than the environmental press, a negative effect will happen. And on the other hand, if a person's competency is very high and the environmental press is too low, that person will also feel uncomfortable. So, for example, if a person who is like an athlete, if sometimes the athlete will, when the athlete climbing steps, that person will climb 2 or 3 steps, and for us normal people, we only climb 1 step. So that is an example explains the interaction of person's competence and environmental press. And so home modification and universal designs will make us to have a better interaction with the environment where we live. And for older adults, sometimes the environmental press is too high, so the demands of the settings exceeds the capacity of the individual. And most housing lacks accessibility and supportive features. So that is why we need to make home modifications and universal design to make tasks easier to facilitate caregiving, support independent living, socialization, and dignity, and also increase safety and reduce accidents. Those are the functions that home modification can realize. And those are some home modification strategies we may think about. We may think about how to subtract, such as remove hazards in our homes, how to change our behavior. So for example, we can use a sponge bath instead of shower, and sleep on the first floor instead of the second floor, and rearrange the items in our home. We may move items or furnishing, and also repair the broken things, such as broken stairs, and also add some supportive feature, such as some special supportive feature or better lighting, and also transform. Maybe we can do some major renovations, and also when we are doing the renovations, we add some universal design features, and also some features can make our home more age-friendly. So this picture displays several hazards that this older person in this older person's environment, such as the electronic cords and wires, the unsecured throw rugs, and also the inadequate lighting, and sometimes the hazards may also include slippery floors. This floor seems okay, and also the clutter in the environment. Those are the hazards we may think about. And also, we may need to address the risky behavior for example, in this picture, yeah, this older person is, yeah, what she is doing is very risky, and if she lose her balance, she will fall, and we may need to move and rearrange items. So from the picture, the older person is trying to look for something. So if we can place those items in a safer place, it will help us to prevent falls. And also we may use some safer stack ladder, and also to identify the risk factors, we can use a home safety checklist or home assessment to identify risks. And sometimes we may invite occupational therapists to look at, to do some home visits to look at the interaction between the person and the environment. And here is a checklist resource, which is called Lifetime Home, the Lifetime Home, which was also developed by Dr. Pinos a couple years ago. Here is, I want to show this resource is called the Lifetime Home. On this website, it displays how we can, the risk factors that may exist in different spaces of the room, such as when we click the bathroom, it displays several problems and how to solve those problems through some easy and affordable methods. So, and bedroom, yeah, kitchen, living room, and stairs. And I've posted the link here. So if you are interested in, yes, and the PowerPoint slides will be posted on the Emeriti Center's website. So if you are interested in, you can take a look at this resource. And also I want to share another video about occupational therapist home visit to improve the home environment. Here it is.
I don't see the
I
video.
obviously want the best for my mom. I know that she did fall coming out of the shower. It's great that Laura's here, and it's great to make my mom more comfortable and secure. And
We can't see the video.
I've fallen once or twice recently.
Mengzhao, we cannot see the video.
Hip fracture.
That's correct.
So you had a hip replacement.
Yes.
And then you went to rehab, and now you're back at home.
Right.
So this is where I come in. I am going to see how you're managing at home with your daily activities. Maybe there's some recommendations I can make in terms of strategies or techniques or equipment to help make you safer at home. The main things we're going to look at is how you're managing in the bathroom. So getting on and off the toilet and getting in and out of the shower, and we're going to make sure that's safe for you. And we're also going to target the issues of nighttime incontinence and having to get up to go to the bathroom a lot. And also I would like to adjust a walker properly for you and have you try that to see if that can help.
Okay, let's go.
the mobility and
Mengzhao, we cannot see the video.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Can you also see the video now?
No, we just see your slides.
Okay, let me share again.
I obviously want the best for my mom. I know that she did fall coming out of the shower.
Can you see the
It's
video?
great that Laura's here. And
Yes.
it's great to make my mom more comfortable and secure. And
I'm Laura, the occupational therapist.
Oh, nice to meet you. I've fallen once or twice recently.
I know your most recent fall resulted in a hip fracture.
That's correct.
So you had a hip replacement.
Yes.
And then you went to rehab, and now you're back at home.
Right.
So this is where I come in. I am going to see how you're managing at home with your daily activities. Maybe there's some recommendations I can make in terms of strategies or techniques or equipment to help make you safer at home. The main things we're going to look at is how you're managing in the bathroom. So getting on and off the toilet and getting in and out of the shower, and we're going to make sure that's safe for you. And we're also going to target the issues of nighttime incontinence and having to get up to go to the bathroom a lot. And also I would like to adjust a walker properly for you and have you try that to see if that can help.
Okay, let's go.
The mobility and coming out of the bath, I think
Okay.
that will be a real help for her going forward.
I will show you how to do a safe transfer in and out of the tub, and then I'd like you to demonstrate.
Okay.
So just for your information, this transfer bench has already been adjusted to fit in your bathtub, as you can see. Also, we have an opening here, which will make perineal care easier for you. We also have a handle here that you can use to help get in and out of the tub. First, I'd like you to back up until you feel the bench on the back of your legs. I'd like you to place your hands on the bench and then control your descent as you sit down. Then, I'd like you to just grab the handle over here, and then you swing your legs in slowly while gradually scooching yourself over. And now in terms of getting out, it's very easy. Same principles apply. Always holding on, swinging your legs out one at a time, turning yourself, and then using your hands to push up on the bench and slowly get up. What I would recommend is that there's an additional shower hook on the wall so that you can put your handheld shower there and it's easily accessible when you're sitting down. Another recommendation I would have is that you have a grab bar here. So preferably I'd like it to be diagonal so that you can use it if you're bending over to wash your feet or whatnot, then you have additional support. A good anti-slip mat inside the tub that's rubber that has lots of suction cups and preferably with holes so that water can drain through and not accumulate. On the outside of the tub, I prefer one that's carpeted so that it can absorb the water, but also that it has a good anti-slip material underneath. Using all this together, you should be much safer to take your shower. Steve.
Okay, how do we do this?
So to install it, you'd have to lift the toilet seat cover and the toilet seat.
Okay, all right.
Yep. And then you just place it on. You shouldn't have to force it.
Okay, I guess it just fits in.
Yeah, it's perfect. And then you just tighten the knob in front.
Oh, this thing? Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
We've added about 4 inches of height, so that's going to make it much easier for you to get on and off the toilet as well as safer. There's 2 handles which you can use to help lower yourself and then also to help get up. Lower yourself slowly. Great. How did that feel?
Comfortable.
Great.
Good.
So now you can get up.
Okay.
Good.
Oh, that's good.
Much
Yeah.
easier.
Thank you.
The issues of nighttime incontinence and having to get up to go to the bathroom a lot. There's some equipment that can make that whole nighttime going to the bathroom easier. I'm going to talk to Steve about maybe rearranging the furniture so that this can be right beside your bed. This is the Zorby bag in here, and as you can see there's a little pouch in here. You don't have to open it or anything, you just keep it in there and it'll transform all the waste into a more solid matter so that it locks in the smell, and very easy to just close the bag. If you have to go to the bathroom, you'd have to put on appropriate shoes, you'd have to walk, you'd have to make sure there's appropriate lighting. This just kind of makes it a lot easier and a lot safer. I would like to try adjust a walker properly for you and have you try that to see if that can help. When you were walking, I noticed that you had a little bit of problems with your balance. I saw that you were holding onto the walls, so these are all kind of signs that you could use a walker to help with your balance issues and it'll help you feel a little more stable. The walker is a little too high for you, so me and Steve are going to adjust that. You have carpet in here wall to wall. I would like to put the wheels and the skis on this walker.
Okay, so the wheels on the front?
And the skis go on the back.
Okay, well, this is simple.
Because if you can see, they're all numbered.
These can be tightened?
Yes, I
should be
tightened them already.
They should be facing inside like this?
Yep.
Great. Okay, so I guess put this way.
The handle is at about the level of your wrist, so that means that it's adjusted to the appropriate
Good.
height.
It's good.
Is that comfortable?
Yeah, it's very comfortable.
Yeah.
It's always important to make sure that you keep your hands firmly on the handles and that you're not leaning forward or putting your elbow or holding on to the front.
Okay.
So when you get to a surface that you're going to sit on, you turn slowly, and just like with the transfer bench, you back up until you feel the back of your legs on the seat. You never sit down while holding onto the walker because it can go right from under you. You shouldn't be using this as support. So you leave it here, and then you have to use the seat that you're sitting on as your support, like this.
That's important.
Very important. And when you're getting up, the same principles apply. A lot of people hold onto their walker to help them stand up, but this isn't safe. It can roll out from under you, can go to the side. It's not meant for that. So you have to push yourself up on the surface you're on. So just like this, and then once you get your balance, then you're ready to go again. So just back up slowly.
Okay,
Good. Great.
and now I'll try and get up.
Yep.
Well, that's fine.
Very good. That feels okay?
Feels okay. It's nice to know this is here to
Yes.
grab onto after.
Yes, exactly. That's what it's there for. There's one more thing I wanted to bring your attention to, and this is a reacher. So this is actually very easy to use. See, it's just a little handle. If you drop a cloth, you're in the kitchen cooking. I know how much you love to cook. You can simply use the reacher to pick it up. Always keep in mind to hold onto your walker or a stable surface when you're picking it up.
Okay. Oh, perfect.
There you go.
Well, thank you very much,
easier.
Laura.
My pleasure.
You've really shown me a lot of good things. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure, and I hope it helps, and I hope this keeps you safe in your home.
I feel I'm going to be a lot safer. I'm not as afraid of falling everywhere I go.
And I feel more comfortable too for you.
You sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
So those items gives us some idea about how can we use those supported devices to help us to live safer at home. And here is, yeah, so we can add some supportive features in the key areas, such as the outdoor steps. We can add some handrails and add a ramp, and also in the inside stairs, we can improve lighting, improve the carpet, and add some assistive devices to help the older person to get into the higher floor. And also in the bathrooms, we may use some grab bars to help us to be safer in the bathrooms. And here are some universal design principles. Those include equitable use, flexibility in use, simple and intuitive use, perceptive information, tolerance of error, low physical effort, and size space for approach and uses. And those principles we may consider when we are trying to buy some products or have someone to help us to renovate our homes, to see if those changes have met those principles. And an important issue we need to address is to address the reasons for not making the changes in our homes. And many people think they are not able to do it by themselves or cannot afford it. And also sometimes they do not trust the contractors and do not know the information. So yeah, we have to consider how to address those issues. And yeah, but I think those are the important issues I as a gerontology students need to do some more research to see how to address those reasons and help older adults to live safely at home. So yeah, so it is already 2:55. So thank you so much for listening, and thank you very much for coming here, and questions are welcome.
Thank you for sharing.
Can we have the, oh, thank you, Adrian. Adrian put the YouTube video in the chat. So that, does anybody have any questions?
I have one.
Want to share anything?
Yeah, I just have one question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I have a lot of back problems, and I've been thinking of getting one of the, instead of a walker, the rollator, you know, the one with wheels. Is there any objections to those, or is it better to have one or the other, you know? And the ones I'm talking about are the ones that have wheels and have brakes, you know, and as opposed to just the walker as it is.
So you're talking about you have some back problems. So yeah, you want to improve your mobility because of the back problem?
Exactly. Yeah.
So in my opinion, I think I myself, I am not an occupational therapist, but I can, what I recommend you to do is to do some, start from some simple, very, very simple exercises to see your personal, to improve your personal physical stress gradually. And then you may need to talk with occupational therapy to see how to help you improve your back problem, and they may be able to give you better solutions. But my suggestion is that you can start from the easiest and the simplest exercises, and also and also do some add some supportive features, just some simple supportive features into your home, and then to better support you. That is my own opinion.
Yeah, I'll look into it. I'm actually waiting to hear from the physical therapist about setting up an appointment right now anyway, so that should help too.
That's the best bet, but I saw that Celeste had, if you read the chat, and she's talking about the drive walker. I have experience with the rollator, and you know, I would highly recommend your doctor in conjunction with your physical therapist give you that advice. But we had a retiree that was using it all the time, and it really did make life so much easier, especially when you can only walk short periods of time and you need to sit down. You can use the brake, but you can still roll it ahead rather than having to lift it and move it along.
Yeah,
so
I was thinking, also, I discovered too that if it's prescribed by a doctor, Medicare will pay for most of it.
Right.
It has to be prescribed, though. You can't just go buy one.
That's right. That's right.
The nice thing with having a seat is you can probably go a little further because you can take a break and sit down in the middle. Whereas if you get really tired quickly, you might not be able to do as much. The other thing is if you have any equilibrium problems, having a seat where you can sit down is really a godsend. The main thing is you have to remember to put the brakes on.
Yeah.
Don't sit down with the wheels. You have to train yourself to use it.
Yeah, exactly.
Now your hand is up. It's in the corner of the page.
You have a question, Laura?
Well, I have a comment. Thanks to the occupational therapy session, I was matched with a student who walked me on Zoom, and she made some really interesting suggestions for deep cupboards. Like, we have a new refrigerator that's so deep that I can't reach the back of it, the back two shelves on the top. And she suggested Lazy Susans. And so I have put Lazy Susans in a lot of my cupboards. And it makes a huge difference. I never even thought of it. And then I rearranged my low cupboards at her suggestion.
Well, you didn't have to.
So I didn't have to bend over at such a sharp angle. But I do have a question. Is there an advantage of, we're thinking of replacing our carpeting. And is it better to have carpeting in the house or hardwood floors?
Yeah, so hardwood floors, sometimes they may slippery. They can get slippery if you especially when you are drinking water, sometimes you may leak some waters into on the wood floors. And yeah, so and carpeting, yeah, I think this is a really complicated question to answer. Yeah, and sometimes the rugs, we need to be careful about the side of the rugs. The side of the rugs, sometimes when we are place the rug on our floor, that may become a hinder for our mobility. But if we put the carpeting on the whole, in the whole room in the whole room, as long as we make the rugs to be
wall-to-wall carpeting.
You're talking about can you talk again? Can you speak?
Wall-to-wall carpeting.
Yes.
Covers the whole floor.
Yes, covers the whole floor. Yes, I think that will be a better choice, and you need to clean your carpeting at periodically to remove all the hazard issues that may may accumulate sometimes. And sometimes if you are using the carpeting that is made from wools, sometimes when you are using that, the wools will be sometimes will lose from the carpeting, and that may accumulate it and make your carpeting to be not easy to walk through. So we need to clean the carpeting periodically, and also try to use the carpet to cover the whole floor, and also remove different items that exist in your home. Yeah, that is my my personal suggestion.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mengzhao. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of research you actually do when you work with John Pinus. Please give Professor Pinus definitely my best. He is an expert, well known all around the world, really. And we look forward to hearing more from the Fall Prevention Center of Excellence. So thank you very much, Mengzhao, and everyone. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.